Solomon will never sue his producer. We're not going to learn in 20 years that he's been living a double life that's going to crush the faith of many followers. It's about the words primarily. If the producer is filled with the Holy Spirit, the words will be good. They will be carried on the musical arrangement as human music, which is carried on the vibrating air of the acoustic instruments to our ears, into our brains, our hearts, and our minds, with power. Contemporary Christian music, the praise and worship song industry is up in arms. An AI-generated album has bumped stars like Lake and Lauren Daigle off the top of the charts, and as of yesterday, the #1 Christian album and the top 2 songs on iTunes have been awarded to an AI-generated Christian musician. What are we to make of this? Welcome to Morning Tea. Hello, I'm Joanne Jolie. So glad you're here. Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think this is a breath of fresh air. For me, it is. Finally, a contemporary Christian music artist I can trust. The AI-generated Solomon Ray.
Sun's up, I'm smiling slow. Pour that brew, let the blessings flow. Steam rising, faith on 10. Here we go again. Take a sip, take a breath. Ain't no rush, no stress. Got the good book by my side, and that peace I can't hide. Me, Jesus, and my coffee. That's all I need to start my day. No matter what's out there waiting, my worries fade away. He fills my cup, he warms my soul, and every sip makes me whole. Yeah, me, Jesus, and my coffee. Everything's gonna be okay.
That was awesome. That is exactly what I was doing at 4 a.m. this morning. I was putting this post together. I was listening to Mr. Ray for the first time, doing my devotionals, cup of tea in hand. This made me really happy. His lyrics were spot on. Give me Jesus, give me my cup of coffee, my cup of tea, and it's the way to start my day, and my worries all fade away, whatever he said. And the production. Wow. Okay, I'm a conservatory-trained musician and I'm a music producer, and I would not have been able to tell that was AI-generated. Some might. My ear is not bad, but that song sounded great. The fact is, we've been overproducing music for decades, and I think that the early synthesizers, I purchased one of the first profits from Sequential Circuits, the company was, they may resemble AI in a similar way to how they generated content and produced sound from mathematical electrical rules, kind of like how AI models generate text or images. I don't know. But there is a human producer behind Solomon Ray, and this is what he said to the critics. I get where you all are coming from, but let's be clear. AI isn't replacing the heart of gospel music. It's simply a new tool God allowed us to have. The message is still the message. The impact is still real, and the souls being reached don't stop to check the method first. Some people create with instruments, some with computers, and now some with AI. But if the fruit is good, the message uplifts, and people feel closer to God, why tear it down? Creativity has always evolved. The gospel is the same. How we share it just keeps expanding. I can't really disagree with that, but someone else wrote, it hits me the same as finding out that AI is writing 100% of a pastor's messages. It might be eloquent and brilliant, but it has no authority or power. Why not? Regarding sermons, what have we been doing? Nowhere in the early church was there a pastor who every week took center stage with brilliant and eloquent messages. The church format today looks very little like the early church in its mission, its operations, especially its expenditures. I say we don't need pastors' messages as much as we need believers to be encouraging and edifying and admonishing one another as we've been instructed to do. That is church. But as to the authority and power of AI songs, again, why not? It's about the words primarily. If the producer is filled with the Holy Spirit, the words will be good. They will be carried on the musical arrangement as human music, which is carried on the vibrating air of the acoustic instruments to our ears, into our brains, our hearts, and our minds, with power. I will say that for music producers, this is a dream come true. Solomon will never sue his producer. He is always going to be submissive. He's never going to cause trouble. We're not going to learn in 20 years that he's been living a double life that's going to crush the faith of many followers. This is not an artist who can be bought or sold, or like some currently fighting in the public courts over money and power. unequally yoking themselves with the worst depraved secular artists out there. Or how about this? Hoarding wealth made off of selling the things of God, like praise songs. So another influencer said, I don't like AI music. There's enough real artists out there to listen to, and I like personality behind the music. The personality behind the music, no. This is part of the problem with praise music. When admiration due 100% to God is diverted to personality. This will not happen with AI artists. Someone once suggested that the church musicians in the current rock concert environment should be put down into something like an orchestra pit so these mostly young, unproven musicians can't be tempted with the trappings of being under spotlights before an admiring audience. One more from a musician. I'm sure the song can impact somebody, but I won't listen or support it. I'm here to create Holy Spirit-filled music and support the Holy Spirit-filled artists who do the same. Well, maybe, but if the producer of the AI-generated music is Spirit-filled and the lyrics glorify God in truth, then I'm okay with what they're producing. Now, of course, there are problems. Solomon Ray was built on platforms with data that was trained on the copyrighted compositions of humans. They, as some have charged, are stealing. The platforms, these are companies like Suno and Udio, are claiming fair use. And the courts will settle this eventually. But for me, right now, I'm loving this. And the parameters I've set are, number one, the lyrics must be good and godly. And by the way, that's been my parameter for my entire adult life, including when I was raising my children and what music we listened to in the home. And two, the AI producer must meet basic biblical standards as far as I can tell. AI music takes minutes to create compared to a human artist, which may take weeks or months or years. And another argument against AI is that it dilutes the money pool for human artists. Well, I'll have to say that train left the station quite some time ago, and many humans in the music world, this is secular and the sacred world, have walked away already. I recently posted on this, John MacMillan, he's one who has said regarding his abandonment of the Christian music industry, he says, I know what you guys are thinking. The stress related to the economy and the current state of the music industry is a significant factor. He says, money has never been my primary motivation, but the financial burden of living in a world where music has little or no monetary value has made it hard to find a sustainable model. Yes, music has little to no monetary value. The value of music has come full circle. Until recent history, music was worth nothing. Musicians were paid for their services to which they brought their compositions. There was no copyright, there was no publishing. Technology changed that as the new inventions needed something to sell their product, like the printing press, like recorded sound players like the phonograph, and cassettes, and CDs, and now streaming services. Music did have a heyday for the service musician, but it looks like it might be coming to an end. What do you think? Thanks for watching. I'm Joanne Jolie, and I want to remind you, look for the blessings because they're all around.